everyone, I'm Hugo.
And I'm Jake.
And this is the Bible Reloaded.
Beginning of Season 3.
What a wonderful thing.
It is wonderful. It's very wonderful. We've been getting a lot of subscribers in the off time.
Yeah, since we're recording this, not by the end of the break, we're assuming.
Yeah. We should be around 3,000.
Almost.
Kinda close. We're probably within 150 or so. So you might have noticed a few changes around here. Number one, which is the beginning and end of the list, is we have a brand new song and intro, which was pretty badass, if I do say so myself.
It sure is.
We got Dorian Silk on the job. Dorian Silk is an Australian man. He's rugged, good looks. He's also got purple hair. That's a good thing.
He probably hangs out with kangaroos all the time.
Maybe.
I want to feel the inside of a kangaroo pouch, but I hear they're slimy.
That sounds gross.
I could probably have sex with a kangaroo pouch.
I bet Dorian Silk would know what the inside of a kangaroo pouch is. I don't know, but
Dorian,
a penis?
Dorian, have you had sex with a kangaroo pouch, and what did it feel like?
Thank you. That's a good question to ask. Also, he's the lead singer of Dorian Silk and the Midnight City Hoods, so he should probably make some music so we can plug him. But other than that, we thank him very much. Also, the B-roll idea. That was Hugo's idea.
Yeah.
He did a great job.
I made 85% of that opening.
I'll go 85%. I'll take credit for the best 15%. You take all the rest.
I'll take
the 600 best chariots, also their other chariots.
I'll take the worst 85% over the best 15%. Because at the end of the day, they're going to say, yeah, that 15% was good, but you wouldn't appreciate the 15 without the 85.
That's fair.
Then it'd be a 10-second clip of random things.
That's fair.
It doesn't make any sense.
That makes sense.
I'm the meat. You're the seasoning.
I make it worthwhile. Anyways, so, yeah, that's it. So last time we left you off, we had parted the Red Sea with Moses. He had hit a rock and gotten some water out of it, and then he put his arms up and people died.
Yeah.
Because that's how that works when it's like a real-time strategy game. You just lift your arms up and waves of soldiers murder other waves of soldiers. So yeah, those are some god powers that Moses has. I don't know if those will come into play later. Never read this book. You wouldn't even know it.
I don't even want to.
I don't even know what happens at the end.
Don't spoil it for me, guys. Seriously.
I'm really
excited. I think it's going to end well.
I think so.
Okay, so let us continue in chapter 19 at Mount Sinai.
Ooh.
On the first day of the third month after the Israelites left Egypt, on that very day they came to the desert of Sinai. After they set out from Rephidim, they entered the desert of Sinai, and Israel camped there in the desert, in front of the mountain.
Wow, they're really hammering home that this is a fucking desert.
This is a desert, and there is a mountain, and that is all that matters.
Mountain deserts.
Desert mountain. Bow, Jews!
That's a good song. Good for you.
Next.
Next.
That's the third song on Sex Abacus's next album.
We're going to have a whole album by the end of this. It's going to be like 48 songs deep.
You know what? If we ever have a contest, within a year,
make our album.
We will make you guys an album, and only one person will receive it, and there will be DRM, so they cannot copy it.
Ooh, nice.
It'll be beautiful. Verse 3. Then Moses went up to God, and the Lord called to him from the mountain and said, "This is what you are to say to the descendants of Jacob, and what you are to tell the people of Israel. You yourselves have seen what I did in Egypt, and how I carried you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself."
I don't remember the eagle's wings part. Was Gandalf involved?
Just gotta get to fucking Mordor.
Let's go on eagle's wings. Oh wait, I'm gonna drop you off so Sam can cry for a movie and a half.
I haven't seen.
That's a Lord of the Rings reference.
I have yet to see Lord of the Rings.
I like those movies.
I watched the first one with you. I watched.
You didn't watch the whole thing.
Was the first one
You didn't watch the whole
First
thing,
one, Fellowship. I didn't like Fellowship.
I like all of them. Whatever.
Verse 5. Now if you obey me fully and keep my covenant, then out of all nations you will be my treasured possession.
Ooh, that's kind of creepy.
Although the whole earth is mine, you will be for me a kingdom of priests, a holy nation. These are the words that you are to speak to the Israelites. So Moses went back and summoned the elders of the people and set before them all the words the Lord had commanded him to speak. The people all responded together, "We will do everything the Lord has said." So Moses brought their answer back to the Lord.
Right, because right now their only job is to obey.
Yeah, I'd
just okay, cool.
God's like, "Hey, will you obey me?" And Moses is like, "Let me go talk to him."
And they're like,
they talked about it. Okay.
All right. We don't have any. There's no guidelines. Just obey him.
It's good.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
The Lord said to Moses, I'm going to come to you in a dense cloud so that people will hear me speaking to you and will always put their trust in you. Then Moses told the Lord what the people had said. I like that he qualifies it as a dense cloud.
Right? Yeah. It's not.
I'm glad we know
the
the
normal cloud.
I'm glad we know the concentration of the gaseous form that he's taking. How do you keep a consciousness in a gaseous form? I'm very interested, but not really. Verse 10. And the Lord said to Moses, Go to the people and consecrate them today and tomorrow. Have them wash their clothes and be ready by the third day, because on that third day the Lord will come down on Mount Sinai in the sight of all the people. Put limits for the people around the mountain and tell them, Be careful that you do not approach the mountain or touch the foot of it. Whoever touches the mountain is to be put to death.
Oh, God.
They are to be stoned or shot with arrows. Not a hand is to be laid on them.
Ranged weapons only.
No person or animal shall be permitted to live. Only when the ram's horn sounds a long blast may they approach the mountain. Why do they need to know immediately when you can go near the mountain? Is there immediate mountain-touching needs that need to be satisfied by these people?
Seriously, they're just at the gates and there's 3 security guards holding them back like a Bieber concert.
We just gotta fucking touch the mountain!
We're gonna touch it!
We gotta touch it with our mouth! Verse 14. After Moses had gone down the mountain to the people, he consecrated them, and they washed their clothes. Then he said to the people, Prepare yourselves for the day. Abstain from sexual relations.
I like how he makes them wash their clothes, also no sex.
God is like Superman. He has super senses, so he can smell really strong. So if you have sex with, it's like sharks. It's like sharks and blood, but it's with sex, and God can smell it, and he's like, oh.
Or maybe he's like Howie Mandel, and he's just really weirded out.
And he just shaves his head and doesn't shake people's hands, but then he has a prank show that's terrible.
Just like that, I'm sure of it.
Verse 16. On the morning of the third day there was thunder and lightning, a thick cloud over the mountain, and a very loud trumpet blast.
Not the horn? Did he forget? He's like, no.
It's the same thing.
Let's do a trumpet.
They translated it
Give me a brass instrument up here.
They didn't have.
Just toss it.
I hate you. Everyone in the camp trembled. Then Moses led the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the foot of the mountain. Mount Sinai was covered in smoke because the Lord descended on it in fire. The smoke billowed up from it like smoke from a furnace, and the whole mountain trembled violently. As the sound of the trumpet grew louder and louder, Moses spoke, and the voice of God answered him.
Sounds like a volcano.
Sounds a lot like a volcano.
I feel like someone encountered a volcano, and they're like, I don't know what that is.
Gotta be God, right?
There's 3 people with me. Let's just tell them it was a giant crowd, also a Moses guy.
Verse 20. The Lord descended to the top of Mount Sinai and called Moses to the top of the mountain. So he was just like let's say a lightning bolt at the top of the mountain. They can't see because there's dense smoke.
Right.
And he's just like, Moses! What? No, come up here. I can hear you right now. Just come here. Why don't you come down here?
Why are you using that voice?
You already went this far. It's not even halfway. You were literally on another transcendent, ethereal plane. What are you doing? Just come to the top of the mountain. Why you gotta be like that? So Moses went up, and the Lord said to him, Go down and warn the people so they do not force their way to see the Lord, and many of them perish.
I told you.
So he goes up, and then God's like, You gotta go back down and tell them not to come up here, or else I gotta kill them.
I just got the fuck up here. Are you kidding me right now?
It's one of those things that he could have also told him. He could clearly hear him. He could just be like, Hey, before you come up here, tell them they can't come up, or else I gotta kill them. I like that we're even beyond the moral issue here. Right. We've read enough of this where it's like, yeah, that's just kind of how it is. Moving on. Even the priests who approach the Lord must consecrate themselves, so the Lord will break out against them. Moses said to the Lord, The people cannot come up Mount Sinai because you yourself warned us. Put limits around the mountain and set it apart as holy. So did they just get police tape and
yeah, I don't know.
Don't walk around this?
I like to imagine it was 3 of those bright orange cones. And seriously, there's an imaginary boundary. Do not cross this.
They're just haphazardly.
It's a whole mountain. Just imagine there's other ones. These 3 are.
Your mind can imagine a line between the 2 points.
Just do it.
It's basic. This isn't difficult. Verse 24, the Lord replied, Go down and bring Aaron up with you, but the priests and the people must not force their way through to come up to the Lord. He will break out against them. So Moses went down to the people and told them. So again, he's like, also get Aaron. Are you forgetting to tell me things every time I come up and go down? I get it if you forget, but can you just
Try to stay on top of this. I've been up and down 3 times.
This is kind of ridiculous.
It's a whole mountain. This isn't like, you didn't be like, oh, go to the next room. It's a mountain. I'm old. I have a beard. I'm wearing sandals. I don't have any pants on. I don't know why I'm always depicted without pants, but I'm not wearing them.
Either get a monorail or get your shit together.
Are you ready for the return of the Lord Jesus Christ? The greatest prophecy in the Bible is not far from fulfillment. For the Lord...
Blasphemers! Idolaters! For this you shall drink bitter waters. God has set before you this day his laws of life and good and death and evil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. What's up, Gabriel?
Hey, so did you throw that list together that I talked about? The 10 Commandments. We got Moses. He's coming to the mountain right now, and he's ready to deliver.
What do you mean he's coming up to the mountain right now?
He's coming. You told him
like now.
Yeah, you got like 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah, max.
Oh fuck!
I mean, I can hold him off if we need to, but I mean, like,
oh, that's not.
We're on a schedule, a tight ship here.
It's not done.
It's not done.
It's not done at fucking all.
I gave you a list of 100 different commandments that you could possibly give.
Yeah.
And I told you to literally pick your 10 favorite, throw it in there in order.
Yeah, I haven't looked at them at all.
Really? So number 1 would be like. Do you want me to give you a second?
Yeah, come back in he's here in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Come back in 2.5 minutes. Yeah.
Hey, so you got it?
Got what?
The list.
Oh, fuck.
Are you serious?
I totally spaced. Come back in 30 seconds. Yeah.
Okay. We good?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck me. In the ass. All right. I told Moses, give us take it 15 minutes. Just take a knee. We're good.
Mm-hmm.
Water break or whatever they do. I don't know what Jews drink.
I don't think I gave him water.
That's probably an oversight on your part. But don't worry about that. They'll be fine.
They're like the cactuses of people.
All right. So
they don't need that much.
So 10 commandments that you're going to give these guys to live their lives by and generations to come. And obviously, in order, so 1 is the most important, 10 is the least important to you. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I'm not stupid.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it took you a while.
Well, I have a lot on my plate.
You had 4.5 billion years.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
I got really caught up watching Quantum Leap. I haven't seen that since fucking 86. He's
We're
dreamy.
getting off topic. We got to keep schedule.
Okay.
Okay, so what's the first commandment?
Okay, I know you gave me a list of 100 to choose from.
Yeah.
Didn't like most of them, to be completely honest with you. I thought most of them were total shit. That thing about rape, unnecessary. Not a big deal.
Oh, okay.
So I added some of my own. This is one of my additions.
Right.
And I think it's very important. It's, you shall have no other gods before me.
How is that important?
It's
You're a God of love. They'll follow you based upon. I'll lead by example.
No,
I mean, you don't even need to tell them that.
That's fucking bullshit. No, I gotta tell him not to have any other gods, or else Zeus is gonna crouch in on my territory.
Zeus is a douchebag.
I know, that's why he's gonna come in on my territory.
So, number 1, not treat each other really good.
No, I don't fucking
or
care.
Don't kill people.
Well, that comes later. It's not as important as not.
At least it's on the fucking list.
Yeah, well.
Thank you.
It barely made it. There was a tie between that and no glass ketchup bottles.
All right. Well, we gotta press on.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You gotta focus.
We're moving. We're moving on.
Number 2.
Commandment number 2. You shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven above or on the earth below or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of parents to the 3rd and 4th generations who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations who love me and keep my commandments.
That's just like a more explanatory number 1.
Yeah.
We literally just had this conversation.
I really needed to hammer that one in. It was really important to me, so I wanted to make sure there was no way they couldn't get it.
Have you no confidence in yourself?
Oh, not at all.
Really?
Have you met me?
Yeah, you're pretty wishy-washy on stuff.
Yeah.
I remember that time you drowned everybody.
Yeah, I literally made this in 30 seconds. I don't know if you remember that. So, I'm not on the ball most of the time. You shall not misuse the names of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses his name.
How did you even think of this? Oh, don't say my name in a weird way?
Well, they gotta
I don't even understand. What does this mean?
They gotta respect the fucking name. They gotta be like, yeah, fucking Yahweh. Gotta be badass. And you can't just use it all over the place. They're gonna start throwing it around like crazy, and then it's not gonna have any more meaning.
Okay, well, so the first three are basically shit, but, I assume you're keeping this all. There's nothing I can do about this.
Oh, no, not at all.
That's what I assumed when I walked in here. Basically, I'm just here for damage control, so I can warn the other branches about what might happen.
Oh, well, fuck them.
All right, well, let's God, I hope 4 is good.
Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, neither you, nor your son or daughter, nor your male or female servant, nor your animals, nor any foreigner residing in your towns. For in 6 the Lord made the heavens and the earth and the sea and all that is in them, but he rested on the 7th day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy.
So you gave him a day off. That's good.
Yes and no.
Yes and no? Sounds like a day off.
It's a day off, but it's a day where they have to worship me.
Ah.
Also, they can't do any work, so that includes like lighting fires and dialing phones and driving cars.
What if it's cold out?
They can go inside, as long as provided they already have a shelter. They can't build a shelter if they don't already have one. Honor your father and mother, so that you may live long in the land of the Lord the God is giving you.
Okay, that was kind of on the list. Be nice to your parents was one of the suggestions.
Yeah.
I don't know about the whole, like, oh, I gave you this land, so this is why you're nice. I feel like it should be nice for nice's sake, but I'll take it. I mean, I don't see any real problems with being nice to your parents.
Yeah, just make sure you don't curse them.
What happens
just moving on. You shall not murder,
Oh, thank you. That was number 2 on the list.
provided they're Jewish.
I'm sorry, what?
Provided they're Jewish?
Just Jews? Just Jews? Like they can't kill each other?
Yeah, well, I wrote. I think it's implied. I didn't write it down, but this is a group. These are rules for a very in group, the Hebrews.
That doesn't say that at all.
No, but it's culturally implied. You shall not commit adultery.
Well, that's a good one. That was on the list. That was like in the teens, if I remember correctly. Let me see. Yeah, that was 17.
Yeah.
You shall not commit adultery. That's good. So faithful to your wives and.
It's more for. It wasn't even necessarily for them. It's more for me and Donna. I don't know.
Commitment.
I don't know. Anyways. You shall not steal.
Ooh, that's good. See, that's okay. See, this was in my top 10 because I figured rape was number 1 because I feel like sex crimes are worse than murder in some cases depending on who it is, and then murder was like number 2.
Well, rape's not that big of a deal. I mean,
Are you kidding me right now?
it's like a property crime. I almost didn't put adultery in there because it's basically do not steal. You're just stealing someone's wife because it's their property. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor.
Holy shit, this was a thoughtful one.
Yeah.
Did you just pick one? Did you just circle the first one?
This is a fucking guy. He keeps causing problems. Keeps going over to me. Keeps saying I'm doing shit. I'm not doing shit. He's a guy. He's a guy doing stuff.
What's he doing? I don't even understand.
He's just doing stuff.
Just stuff?
He's just doing stuff.
What's his name?
Fucking bitch. Donnie.
Donnie?
Yeah.
I'm not
He keeps
familiar.
saying things like, hey, God. I'm like, shut the fuck up, Donnie.
Shut the fuck up, Donnie.
All right. And I guess rounding out the top 10, what do you got here?
The final one. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. You shall not covet thy neighbor's wife, or his male or female servant, his ox, donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor.
Okay, so you changed the wording on this a little bit because it was basically don't be jealous of other people. It was like 86. Do you know what outranked this?
What?
You know what outranked this? Free unicorns for everybody. No cake on Wednesdays. And always give your wife foot rubs. Those outranked this one. It's a thought crime.
Unicorns scare me, cake is delicious, and feet freak me the fuck out, so... I was this close to giving everyone flippers, to be completely honest with you.
Flippers?
Toes are a terrible idea. I don't know who came up with toes. Terrible.
All right. I just have one more issue with this last one here.
Yeah.
So I get don't cover your neighbor's house and wife. Why is wife next to donkey and ox?
What do you mean?
That's not the same.
How so? How are donkey and ox not the same?
No, as wife.
Yeah. They're categorically the same. I don't understand what you mean.
What the
Donkey, ox, wife. They're all there. Did I miss one?
No, I just don't know why they're lumped. Why is it what? How? Really?
I really have no idea where you're going with this. Should I put them in a different order? Should it be ox, donkey, wife, donkey, ox, wife, ox, donkey, wife, donkey, wife?
Just pick your battle, Gabe. Just pick them. Okay, sounds good. Whatever. Fuck it. I've checked out of this whole process anyways. I mean, just clearly you're the conductor of this train wreck.
Yeah, so go ahead and get Moses and cue up the smoke.
Okay.
Make it dense.
Down.
Shadow of doubt.
Who's both the verb and the noun?
Shadow of doubt.
You can take your
That was some good commentary we had on the Ten Commandments.
That sure was.
It was downright thought-provoking and in no way a cop-out.
No. We're like Thunderfoot.
We're like
Christopher Hitchens.
We were so intellectual and didn't make any dick jokes. It was profound, and we certainly wouldn't do a bit about God and Gabriel and then have a worse bit afterwards trying to transition back awkwardly into our normal program.
That would make any sense.
No, that'd be horrible. I'd unsubscribe immediately. Verse 18. When the people saw the thunder and lightning and heard the trumpet and saw the mountain and smoke, they trembled with fear. They stayed at a distance and said to Moses, "Speak to us yourself and we will listen, but do not have God speak to us or we will die."
That sounds like people are just really tired of God's shit. They're just like,
Oh,
can we just fucking not? Just Moses, tell us what we gotta do.
he's just going to kill all our firstborn and there's going to be locusts. We don't have time for this shit. Just fucking transcribe. You're basically a glorified secretary. Just read us the notes from the meeting. Moses said to the people, "Do not be afraid. God has come to test you so that the fear of God will be on you and keep you from sinning."
Wow.
What do you mean, don't be afraid? Literally, he says, don't be afraid. God just wants you to be afraid of him. That's literally what he says. Verse 21, the people remained at a distance while Moses approached the thick darkness where God was.
Ooh, what a good cliffhanger to leave.
Oh, okay, good enough.
Done?
Done, yeah.
Oh, I thought we were just going to end it without a closing statement.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably good enough.
I agree.
We did like half of the thing for the Bible, and half of it was a horrible gimmicky bit. But other than that,
I liked it.
I was okay with it. It went on a little long for my tastes.
Nah.
Frankly, everything that can be said about the Ten Commandments has been said. We have a video on our channel of Christopher Hitchens talking about them in a much more intellectual light. If you'd like to hear about it, go watch that one, or there's other sources all around. That's
Right.
not what we do, so we do
I'd
that.
rather have a conversation about it in the comments, to be quite honest.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
Yeah. But anyways, so...
And they come up again later anyway. It's not like this is the only time they're mentioned. There's time
Right.
for that later.
Right. So anyways, everybody follow us on Twitter. I'm at Bible Reloaded,
I'm at Hugo Reloaded.
because we have different phones. Like us on Facebook if you guys still have a Facebook.
I don't
know.
even use it.
Very few people do it, but I use it to message people. Also, if you're in the mood, check out our merch store. Maybe buy a t-shirt. Yeah. Buy a t-shirt. We have mugs and cool stuff that you can buy, stickers and whatnot, to slap on old people while they're not looking. And also, we have a donation page, so we're still raising money for different things. The more money we get, the more events we can go to, the more cool stuff we can buy for the show, the more time we can take off work to do this.
Woo!
And other stuff.
Yeah.
You guys don't have to, but we like it. Anyways, that's it.
Tune in next week for more laws and
Ooh,
some other
yeah.
Jewy stuff.
Yeah, we like to be Jewy. Anyways,
So verklempt!
I'm Jake,
And I'm Hugo.
and we did that backwards. Reloaded Bible, the...